One day we won't have to worry about gas and food and not being able to afford a bunch of stuff and having Uber and DoorDash and pretty much everything. That is a dream right there. And maybe I don't care for the yellow color, but it's a gorgeous car, and honestly, yellow on an exotic is awesome. Oh wow, look at that. I love McLarens. They look so good. So good. And a convertible on a day like this, it is gorgeous. Welcome everybody. I'm at an interesting point in my life where right now we're going to be Ubering, DoorDash, Uber Eats. I'm trying to Uber Eats out, and I have to get out of this hole. It is interesting. I did have 2 days off work because we went to Arizona. We wanted to make a short trip, so only missed 2 days because Tuesday I also had a day off of work. So this week I worked after lunches were deducted about 30 and a half hours. It's 30 hours and half hours and a couple minutes, something like that. So yesterday was a long day. We did get a sale, but we had to split it with another salesman. That's fine because last week I made $500 from a split. So I'm all for it. You know, this time I did not provide the best split to that other salesman. It was 130 both ways. So $260. That's what I think the total deal was. It was a minimum, and a service contract was in there. Last week it was a split of 500 plus another sale that was a mini of 200 plus a gap or something was in there, so 25. So 225. I made 725 last week. Got paid draw, since only 1 week and it's paid bi-weekly. After taxes, it was like $608. Hit a couple cents, and I have left over from that. Since if you make overdraw, I have a couple bucks that they will pay me in the next check, and draw most likely for these next two, this past week, and this week, unless I manage to somehow make more than the draw, which is 1,340, as long as you hit the 80 hours of that bi-weekly, which I should hit at least 75. I think it is possible to hit the 80 hours after the lunches are deducted. Ooh, there was a gorgeous with dealer plate 7 series in the same color, like the champagne-ish Pebble Beach color, you know, sandstone, whatever, warm titanium color that passed by. I love it, the newer 7 series. So if I'm able to make over $1,200 this next 5 days from a deal, 2 deals, whatever, I see people making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 even from a deal. It's just I'm a novice here, and you're restarting sales. You're going into a different store, different policies, different everything. It is a rather tough moment because I have nobody for gas, nobody for food, for anything. So it's this constant little game. Right now we're at the gas station, and we're going to be Uber, DoorDash, and this to get money for gas and all this because running on empty all the time, that's not great. And it's a really rough moment. The American dream is still in my head, but I'm very far from it. I'm far from having a McLaren or Beamer or even just being able to afford my car. And my car is not even that bad. It don't really require a lot of maintenance. I mean, it does now a little bit of maintenance, like the power steering, because I've had this car for 30,000 miles, and I knew that going into it, eventually I'd have to do that. So that's like a $400, $500 repair, and it's still going. I just put in a little bit of power steering fluid every month. You know, it cost me $10, and it's something I've been putting off for a while because I never had money, and I'm still driving my winter tires, and I'm probably going to drive a second summer with winter tires on just because I don't have money. And it's not even a lot. It's just I have seasonals. I need to purchase one more seasonal tire because I have 3. The other one popped from a nail. But I don't have money for that, like the $80 for that used tire, and another like $40, $50 to put them on or whatever it costs, or even $100. Just don't have that. It's tough, and I am sick and tired of this. So we're gonna work our butt off and work 80, 90, 100-hour work weeks. Now, since we're back from Arizona, that was a pre-planned trip. That was something to, it's like I'm in this constant state of exhaustion because I work hard and I just never have any money, and you get home and on your days off, you still have to work, and it's just like this depression, this looming depression. So I imagine things were going to go a little bit differently. But that's what happens when you have bad credit in America. Your life is screwed. You will want to, I'm not going to mention it, but it's just, if you have bad credit, your entire life will suck. From getting an apartment to credit cards, loans, you ever have an emergency, like right now, on top of everything else, I need to go to the orthodontist because my lower permanent retainer, I had problems with the upper one, I had that removed, now I had a retainer, which I need to get replaced. It's a couple months overdue, that replacement, but I just don't have like $300 for that. This one, the glue started to fall off yet again, and now it's like, tugging at all my other teeth. Don't have money. I am paying $24 a month for dental insurance, but it's only going to start working after 10 months, and I've had it for 4 or 5 months now, and after 6 months, there's a couple things it covers, but it's not going to cover, your retainer. Even something like, it's just gluing it on, but it's going to be, an extra $50. Don't have money for that. It's life's kind of a disaster right now. The few credit cards I have, they're all the bad credit cards. There's a couple ones that are decent inside, but they're not going to give me higher limits. And really what I need right now is you go into a fully commissioned position where you can make a lot of money. I see people making 6 figures, but my age, without a degree, and they're working the same amount of hours. And I know it's possible, but it's just tough. It's tough to be in this position right now because what I really need is a credit card with like $5,000. Okay, boom, I can survive this next month. I can sell in peace, but I don't have that. And it just sucks knowing, how are you supposed to sell someone out of payment if you know you can't even afford gas? And, it's just this desperation that kind of reeks off of you. Where I'm trying to put on my little mask and act like everything's okay, but it's not. I went from making $100,000 as a 19-year-old in not even a full year to essentially losing most of that money. Yeah, I blew through a small portion of it, but most of that was, I never withdrew it. I never took it out. I lost a lot of money just being greedy in the markets and stupid and foolish, and I thought it would recover. The market did not recover for a lot of those altcoins, and that was that. And ever since then, I destroyed my credit because the small amount of money that I owed back then turned into a larger amount because in Poland I suddenly didn't have money and I couldn't afford paying for it. And that was that. And 7 years of bad luck. So it's crazy how a couple of small decisions can suddenly turn your entire life around. And I am trying to put on a mask and it's going to be fine. We're going to get through this. And you get these bursts of energy where everything's going to be all right. You get super excited, motivated. I'm going to sell. Everything's going to be fine. And then it gets worse and worse and worse until you're like, oh my God, my rent is not going to be paid, and I can't afford this, and I can't afford that, and we can't go to the doctor, and my liver's hurting, and I gotta do a checkup. I haven't seen a doctor in forever, and it's like I can't. It's just, I'm like 2 steps away from homelessness at this point. It's crazy. It's I'm gonna do everything possible not to get there, but with bad credit, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until you're just thinking, wow, what's the point of all of this? You just want to live a normal life like everyone else and just work like a 40-hour 9-to-5. So that's why I'm studying. I'm trying to get my degree. Hopefully I finish it next year, but it's gonna be a long time before we're able to get back on track. Everything's gonna be fine at the end of the day. I'm still an immensely positive person somewhere deep inside there, and I understand that at the end of all this suffering, it's gonna be worth it. We're gonna be a stronger person. You're gonna know exactly what to do, what mistakes you've done, what to avoid, what not to repeat, and it's gonna make you stronger. But it's just, you're currently living through this tough time, and my goal is I see myself living in Arizona in the next couple of years, and we're going to get out of debt, and we're going to work hard, and everything's going to be fine. And eventually, yes, I'll be able to live like a normal human being and have my Saturdays and Sundays. it's crazy working on Saturdays, but I will do that. I will, working on Sunday right now. That's crazy. I just want my 2 days off that I'm able to relax and watch TV, but I don't watch TV. I can't do anything, it's just a lot of sadness. So that's my little update. I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to post. It's been tough. It's been very tough. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.